Good evening. What a day I have had. Where did it go? Wanted to watch President Trump. He disappeared. He's speaking in Pennsylvania. Where'd it go? Is this it? No. Oh well. Okay. So I have to. How do I do this? Am I still live or not? Oh yeah. All right. Let me go to YouTube. And here is President Trump. Okay, let's see if I can find it now. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is the economy tour, as I think that's what he said, and because they're trying to win the midterms, and his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, said that he was the man to do it. So that's what he's doing, and well, there's a lot like to be said about this, I believe. Um, I mean, I'm looking at the signs in the back: bigger paycheck, bigger paychecks, lower prices. But it seems like he still has quite a following, I believe, like he had last year, you know? Taking off my sneakers, my feet are like sweating. I just don't see it the same way. Not that I regret voting for him, because there's no way that I was going to vote for Kamala Harris. Oh my God, she's just terrible. She's the worst. And Biden, oh my God. So I did a live on Facebook this morning, and Congress codified 28 of his executive orders or memorandums and the like. He signed, I believe, 218. Yeah, 218 executive orders. So Congress has a long way to go. They still have to get that big, beautiful bill going here. But you know what the sad thing is, though? You know what's sad about this is that he doesn't talk about what is going on in the Middle East and what Israel is doing to Gaza. Um, it's like they don't want you to know. It's like, they would rather that you didn't know. And you know what? Since mainstream media doesn't talk about it, these people that are out there, it seems like in the audience or whatever, seems like they don't know. Like it seems like they don't know. This is like all weird. This is like, okay. Um, I'm not sure if they know. They are talking about the economy, bigger paychecks, smaller. I mean, reduced prices, lower prices. That gas prices have come down. I don't think grocery prices have come down. It doesn't seem like it to me. Um, he talks about affordability, and yeah, that is questionable at this point. And I don't know if the economy, how well it's doing right now. I know he's taken in trillions of dollars in tariffs. Um, and, he's giving subsidies to the farmers. Do we really want subsidies? Like, I don't want subsidies. I would like this country to get back into producing and not a handout from the government. So when is that like going to happen? I was read the manufacturing to come back, and they're like, they're so sure. Um, I just read he just President Trump just said that it was okay for the chip makers to trade with China. I mean, I don't know, like what I don't know where he's coming from. Okay, is this making America great again? I don't know. I don't, this is not what I envisioned. Let's put it that way. It's not really what I envisioned. Who he's listening to, I'm not crazy about either. Laura Loomer, what he said to Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling her a traitor, going after Tom Massey because they don't take APAC. I really don't know if people are aware. I'm not sure if people are aware how much um, our decisions and what the decisions that the Trump administration makes is based a lot on Israel and not really this country. Because that's what it seems like to me. It seems like President Trump is working for the lobbyists and the campaign donors, APAC. President Trump has taken over $230 million in APAC money. He took $100 million from Miriam Allison, who's a billionaire, who's a Zionist. And President Trump is a Zionist too. And unfortunately, we are sending close to $4 billion a year to Israel military aid, and they are just leveling Gaza, and they are trying to wipe out those people in that area because they're calling them a threat. It's ridiculous. This is just all really ridiculous, and it's sad. Um, the foreign policy, I don't like. I don't like him going into Venezuela. I mean, Ukraine and Russia, that's another story. That's going to continue. And, if the Ukraine won't surrender, so this fight is going to go on. Uh, uh, but Israel, I think, is a problem. I think a foreign government they are in the White House, and I don't particularly care for it. And I don't particularly care for Laura Loomer taking the credit for calling Marjorie Taylor Greene a traitor, and then President Trump called her the same thing. I mean, this is a Republican. This is a woman that campaigned with him last year. Why is he doing this to her? Is it the Zionists that are doing it? Is he doing it because of them? Is he doing it because she doesn't take APAC money? Because that's what they do? Because that's what they do. They will ruin you. They will. I mean, they're like worse than the mafia. And now Venezuela going in with the boats and ending lives, like, excuse me, oh gosh, like innocent lives. I think there are two lawsuits against the administration because of what they did. They bombed the boats, and they're saying that it's because of drugs, but nobody really knows if that's the truth. But I think people like are believing him. Um, I think people should be a little bit more skeptical about all our politicians, not just President Trump and his administration, all of them. Like the special election that happened in Tennessee last week, Matt Van Epps, the Republican won, and that is a candidate that President Trump endorsed, and he's pro-Israel. And he has already taken $8,500 from APAC, which is a pro-Israeli lobbyist group. And he hasn't even been there a week. So he's already taken their money. So he's already bought by Israel. He's already bought. Practically all the Congress people are. They practically all are. And that's a problem. But it's a big problem. See, what we're seeing and what happens are two different things. We're seeing President Trump, he's talking, and really, he's not talking about any type of accomplishment. At least I don't hear it. Um, Now they're going to be doing this economy tour because people, that is the number one issue. And I think Congress and President Trump need to do a better job in focusing on this country and the domestic policies. Like, for instance, with health insurance, nothing's been changed. The system is still in place. And he wants to give, instead of giving the subsidies to the insurance companies, he wants to give it back to the people, which is fine. But how does that solve the problem of health insurance and how it is currently run? Premiums and drugs, and the number one lobbyist in Washington, D.C. is health and big pharma. They're number one. He's probably taken money from big pharma. I think he has. He probably took money from the oil companies as well. And I think that's why he's going into Venezuela. I thought we were going to drill in this country and not do what we're doing. And, if he is going into Venezuela, it's now to take down Maduro, it's the drugs to take down Maduro, and now it's not the oil. And everybody's like, yeah, it is the oil. If it is the oil, and you have American companies going in there and exporting it and making money, do you know what? We should be getting our gas that we have to fill up for the cars and homes for free, because they're going to be making even more money than they are right now. So I don't know why they just can't pass the savings along to the consumer in America, that is, if they're making all that money, which they do right now. But if they're going to go into Venezuela and do more oil business concerning oil and exporting it and all that, then we should get it for free. Or we should get a very substantial discount. They don't need more money. Okay. Listening to some YouTubers are saying that the capitalist system doesn't work. Like, it needs to change. And I don't know how. I don't like socialism. I don't think that works. Is there anything else in capitalism? I don't know, other than socialism and communism. This is how I see it. Why don't we follow the Constitution? Like, small government being small, like the federal government, are not hanging over our heads. Taxes that are illegal, property taxes are unconstitutional. They're stealing from us left and right. The founding fathers that came up with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and everything else that we had way back when, they didn't get paid. Right now, our elected officials in DC not only get a salary, but they're buying and selling stocks because they have information. They're privy to information before the public gets it. So they are becoming millionaires. Literally, like, they're becoming millionaires because of that. And taking lobby money as well. So, they're not working for us. To me, it seems like President Trump, when he makes a decision, it's really based on what his donors want, what the Zionists want. For instance, Dearborn, Michigan, who has a large Islamic group, and they have a mosque. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, every day, 5 or 5:30 in the morning, they have their megaphone going. And this is like all day. They do this like all day long, calling for prayer. They do not adhere to the noise ordinance there. Some people have complained about it, but it is one ear and out the other. They are the elected officials like mayors or whatever, they're on the council, they're not listening to what um, the other ethnic groups that are there, they don't care. And I really don't see ICE going in there anytime right now. They're not there. The National Guard's not there either. And so what's the holdup? Like Laura Loomer is always posting on X about the Muslim Brotherhood and the Muslims, and there's going to be a terrorist attack in 6 months. You just watch. You just watch and see what's going to happen, America, if you keep letting in these Islams and these Muslims. If you keep letting them in, you watch and see what's going to happen. This is what she says. But funny thing about Laura Loomer, who I believe advises Donald Trump, the president, she's not all there. Okay, and these are the people he's listening to. This is pathetic. It really is. It's pathetic. So she goes on her X account, stalking people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson for going to Qatar. She pinpointed one guy, a private citizen. I don't know how she got this guy's information, but found out that he went to Qatar. And she was like, "What are you doing over there? Don't you know what they're going to do to you because he was GAY?" This woman is insane. Why is she bothering a private citizen going? He can go wherever he wants. She's telling people how to live their lives, how to spend their money, how to vote. You name it. She tells them. You name it, that's what she does. This is what she does on her X account. And she has a pass to the Pentagon. She is now a journalist, like this independent journalist, while the mainstream media like Fox and New York Times and all the other bigwigs are not there. They're not in the Pentagon. So you have a lunatic like Laura Loomer, who's got psychological issues, that is advising President Trump or very close to President Trump. And I don't know why. Is it because she's of a certain religion? Candace Owens said that she's not even Jewish. When I went to go look it up, what I found is that she's like half and half. The father's Jewish, but the mother isn't. She's English. That's what I saw. And, if you're an Orthodox Jew or a conservative Jew, if your mother is not Jewish, you are not Jewish. So, I mean, if you're going to talk to Orthodox Jews or conservative Jews, she's not Jewish because her father is Jewish, not her mother. But the modern day Jewish religion does recognize someone whose father is Jewish. I mean, I don't know. This is how they work. All right. So is she Jewish? Probably to the more Orthodox and conservative ones, no, she's not. She isn't. But if you want to listen to the modern day ones, yeah. If you want to take the father into consideration, I don't know. So, but Candace Owens said that she wasn't Jewish at all. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if she has other information. Laura Loomer, because they took her Twitter account away back, before Elon Musk took over, she handcuffed herself to their headquarters, the fence outside there, and had the Star of David, a yellow Star of David on her lapel or on the clothes. I mean, this is bizarre. She is absolutely a Zionist, Laura Loomer. She is a Zionist. And she's absolutely Israel first, no doubt. She has on her account, if you go look, it says America first with the Star of David next to it. These are the people that are around President Trump. President Trump is not looking out for our best interests. He isn't. I really don't think so. He's concerned about, I believe, his legacy, which is peace, prosperity, um, peace, prosperity. I mean, I'm thinking about the Bible preachers that do sermons like that. I mean, he's looking for the Nobel Peace Prize. He wanted that very badly, but there's next year, and what they do, whether he's going to get it nominate, whether he's going to be nominated next year for it, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know how these people work, but the woman that got it from Venezuela, she got the Nobel Peace Prize, and guess what? She wants President Trump to invade Venezuela. I mean, it's weird. I mean, it's weird. So how can you take these things seriously? These awards and accolades, and you can't. You really you can't. I don't think. I mean, I just. So, when he started his term in January, I think everybody had a lot of hope, like high hopes that he was going to do something for this country, that he was going to do everything he said he was going to do in the campaign, which one of them was to release the Epstein files. And now he just doesn't want to do that. Now he doesn't want to do it. I really don't see this Make America Great Again thing that he's talking about. I think he's a little too concerned with what's going on abroad, what's going on with other countries, and giving money out that we don't have. We're like $38 trillion in debt, and it keeps going up. Why is he sending money to probably Israel, another 500 million, I believe, on top of the $3.8 billion? And Netanyahu isn't even satisfied about that. People are leaving Israel. The Israelis are leaving Israel. 1 out of 4 of them, it's almost half. They're going to other countries like Portugal. Argentina will welcome them in. They're also in, I heard they were in Thailand too, but they don't want them there because they're such a pain in the ass. These people are a pain. They're not easy to get along with at all. So I saw a Jewish woman spit on an Italian woman, I believe it was, that had the Palestinian flag or something on her, and the Jewish woman spit. They spit. That's assault. In this country, that's assault. It's really messed up. It really is. This whole thing, and the Christian Zionism is scary as well. Mike Huckabee, who is the ambassador for Israel, entertained a former Israeli spy that spied on us. He was in our military and he spied on us. He went to fly to Israel on our tax dollars, right? And used our money to go there and to hobnob with this former spy for Israel, who was spying on us, giving Israel our information. And Israel, in turn, sold it to Russia. That's what I read. Why would somebody that is in the government, US government, go to Israel and meet with someone like that? And on top of that, Jonathan Pollard threatened the United States with nuclear weapons. Israel has nuclear weapons. They keep denying that they don't have it, but they do. Because if the United States is that chummy with Israel, if President Trump is letting Netanyahu roam all around the White House, the Pentagon, and every place else, you better believe that they have information that we don't know about, that they're giving away to a foreign government. They are not our allies. They have killed Americans. They have targeted, they bombed the USS Liberty. I think that was 1967, killed um, military men there on duty, injured. They were injured. They're right now killing Americans as well. And they just released, the Israelis, that is, the IDF soldiers, just released a 16-year-old boy who was visiting from Florida, who was at the West Bank. And they went to the house where he was staying in the middle of the night, grabbed him, handcuffed him, blindfolded him, and beat him up. And he was 15 at the time. That was February. And he was born in this country. He's from Florida, and he has family in the West Bank. And he was visiting, and the IDF soldiers accused him of throwing rocks at Israeli tanks. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? He was in that military prison for 9 months. He developed scabies. He lost a lot of weight. They would beat him up, and he would lie. Like they would ask him questions, and he would lie so that he wouldn't get beat up. They let him out, though, thank God. But do you know how many people are still there? And Israel continues to bomb and strike the Palestinians for absolutely no reason. They're not going after Hamas, they're going after the civilians. And mind you, Israel has had a lot of losses as well during this war. And the IDF soldiers are ending their lives at a very high rate compared to the United States and other countries. They are, I don't know if it's 150 per thousand or 100,000. I forget exactly what it was, but it's probably the highest in the world, maybe. But they're having an issue. Israel is having an issue, and Netanyahu wants to raise taxes to continue with a military push in the Middle East. He is like Hitler. We are witnessing World War II and what Hitler did to the Jews and other people at that time. Now we have the Zionists that are doing the same thing in the Middle East. What they're describing it as is a Nazi pattern. The way they're trying to ethnically cleanse the Palestinians, starving them, children, babies, women, and President Trump doesn't say anything about it. The media doesn't say anything about it. It's like they don't even exist. And we are sending our money to Israel for them to do this to the Palestinians. And for what? To get more land? For what? And then you have the Christian Zionists, especially the evangelicals, that think that this is the way it's supposed to be because it says so in the Bible, because they're the chosen ones, because it's the Holy Land. I mean, and you know what the Jewish Zionism is? The Holocaust. It's got nothing to do with, for them, it doesn't have anything to do with being chosen or the Holy Land. That's the evangelicals' angle. And the Israelis are using that so that the evangelicals will continue to vote, or they were a huge voting bloc for President Trump. I don't know if he got that many as much as he did, I think, in 2016, which was a bigger percentage. Now it's a different story because of what is going on in the Gaza Strip, on the Gaza Strip. They say they have ruined it. Israel has ruined the Gaza Strip. They have taken over the West Bank, I believe. Like over 50% of Israelis are there. They have settlers on the outskirts beating people to death. The Israelis do. That is, those are these Israelis that are doing this. They spit in Christians' faces. If they know you're a Christian, they don't like you. Even though the evangelicals think that they are the holy ones or the chosen ones on holy land, they don't like you. They don't like anybody, really. They don't even like the Palestinians. And the Palestinians did absolutely nothing to the Jewish people because before Israel was formed, the Jews, the Jews that left, like, say, Russia, went to Palestine. They lived in Palestine. And there are Christians there too. And you have the Muslims there too. They all got along just fine. There were no wars until Israel was formed. Then you had problems. And we continue to support it, and we need to stop. We need to stop because the Democrats do the same thing. They do the same thing. And I think more Americans need to be asking a lot more questions than taking what these people are saying face value and believing them. Don't believe them. Don't believe them. Don't. Really don't. Really ask a lot of questions. They don't like that. They don't like when people ask questions. Well, let's just do that. We're going to keep asking questions. And this is not what I voted for. I did not vote for what President Trump is doing right now. Yeah, he's gotten investments and all that. Why are so many people being laid off right now? People think we're in a recession. Some people think we're in a recession. So, I don't know. It's just something has to change. So, Randy Fine, who is a congressman from Florida, who's Jewish, he wears his, I don't know what you call that in Hebrew, but the beanie hat there that they wear, he wears that in Congress all the time. And he makes remarks that the Palestinians should starve, that Palestine should have their blood all over their land. He's saying things like this. A congressman, an elected official. So in that district in Florida where he comes from, there is another candidate running who is not, like I would say, like pro-Israel, or that hopefully will put America first, other than these foreign governments like Israel in particular, and these other lobby groups like Big Pharma, health, what else is there? Probably the oil industry. They have a list on Open Secrets who the others are. They also have a list. I don't know if Open Secrets does it, but somebody else has it. They have a list of the top AIPAC donors. And the number 2 AIPAC biggest donor is Miriam Adelson, who gave $100 million to Donald Trump. You know why she did that? Is because he's a Zionist. That's why. Laura Loomer is right by his side because he's a Zionist. And if he wasn't, Laura Loomer would be all over that president and making fun of him, or whatever she does right now, like say with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and Thomas Massie. Concerning Thomas Massie, Miriam Adelson has given $20 million. That's what he said. Thomas Massie said that Miriam Adelson has given $20 million to primary him out. He also said that the FBI, Kash Patel, has threatened his staff. And I think that was concerning the Epstein files. And this is the game that they play. Okay? They are pandering to the Zionists because they give them money. These people are bought and sold. That's it. I'm afraid to say that President Trump is bought and sold. He is not the same candidate he was in 2016. This is not the same guy. He is now part of the establishment. He's part of the establishment. He had Lindsey Graham on, who's a big APAC taker. That's who his friends are. That's who he has around him. He does not like anybody that doesn't like Israel, or they don't take APAC money, because to him, because he's a Zionist, to him, it means that they don't want Israel to exist. That's how they take it. That's how these Zionists take it. And you know what? I'm at the point where it's like, yeah, I don't want Israel to exist because of what they're doing to Palestine. They can't get along with other people. They have to dominate. And they're very good at manipulation, like with President Trump, Netanyahu. I mean, to me, President Trump is kind of acting like Netanyahu when it comes to Venezuela. He is, President Trump, that is, blowing up so-called narcotic boats that have drugs on them on the way to the United States. That's his reason for doing it. Really? Really? I don't believe it. See, I don't believe it. Then it's Maduro. We got to get him out. He's got to go. He's with the drug cartels. He's the one that's pushing the drugs and exporting the drugs from Venezuela to the United States and killing American people. The borders are closed. He just said it right a little while ago, President Trump. Nobody has come in from the southern border. So how are these drugs getting in if the borders are closed? If they're that tight, how are these drugs getting in? This is bull. This is total bull. This isn't what's going. This is not what's happening. This is not because of drugs. It's something else. I don't know. Is it like a threat to Venezuela? They say the Trump administration says they don't want the oil. Well, what do you want? What do you want? Like, you want Maduro to step down? And if he does, then what? Are you still going to go and blow up boats? Are you going to do that still? I don't understand this at all. It makes no sense. But you know what's really weird to me is that Laura Loomer doesn't say anything about it. These are the Zionists. This is what the Zionists are telling the president to do. Because Laura Loomer doesn't seem to be complaining about Venezuela. She's not complaining about Dearborn, Michigan. She's not complaining she doesn't say anything about Matt Van Epps, the guy who won the special election last week in Tennessee because he's pro-Israel. She didn't say anything about that. They're not going to bother him because he's taken APAC money. But if he wasn't, that person would certainly be a target. But you know what? Next year, there are the midterms. And Susie Wiles, who worked for some time, she worked with Netanyahu. President Trump has surrounded himself with these people. And he is acting as such. To me, this is not the same person that I voted for back in 2016. He has changed. And I don't know what his campaign was about last year. I don't know if that was a big fraud as well. I'm not sure, because I don't see this America First or Make America Great again. We still have the healthcare system that he's done nothing about, or Congress has done nothing about. They're thinking about things that I think they shouldn't be thinking about, like foreign aid, like APAC, like Israel, like Netanyahu, like Laura Loomer, like Miriam Adelson. Not the taxpayer that has given Israel $3.8 billion for the past 10 years, not us. It's not us. It's not the taxpayer that should be catering to, because Miriam Allison, I really doubt that she has given as much money as the American people have at this point to Israel. So if him, President Trump, and others want to look at the big donors, they should be looking at the American taxpayer. That's who they should be catering to. But instead, they cater to the ones that have money, the ones that have more money than you and I put together will ever have. And I don't really care. Money doesn't make you any different, any special, any better than anybody else. It's paper. It has, like I would say, no value in terms of your personality, your morals, your ethics, your like sincerity, being a good person, following God, helping people out if you can. Nobody's perfect, but that's my point. These people use their money and power for evil things, to gain more money and power. That's what they want. Unfortunately, they want to stay up top and they want to keep you at the bottom. You keep working, you guys. Just keep giving me that money so that I can keep giving it to Israel and Netanyahu and keep them happy because they give me $100 million and AIPAC gives me $230 million. He probably has $500,000 or more from them. So he's indebted to them pretty much. Not indebted to us, though. He's not indebted to the taxpayer that has given trillions probably at this point. Trillions. Oh, and I was going to say that Israel has recruited right now, they have recruited 1,000 preachers. They sent them to Israel on our dime, because that's our money. It's not on theirs, it's ours. On our dime, has recruited 1,000 pastors so that they can go around in the country, all around the country, pushing pro-Israeli propaganda, because they don't have, that is, Israel doesn't have as much support as they used to from the evangelicals. The Catholics, or the Catholic Church, does not talk about the chosen people and the Holy Land. I grew up Catholic. I went to a parochial school. That was never mentioned at all. It's mentioned, however, in the Protestant sector of Christianity, the evangelical side. So people need to be aware that they're trying to brainwash you so that you can just keep giving them money. That's it. That's all it is. It's nothing else. It is nothing else. It is money and power. That's what it is. That's what it is. And to hell with everybody else. As long as I get what I want, as long as I can keep the lifestyle that I have, and on, you know how that goes. That's what it seems like to me, because I really haven't seen any change yet concerning his promises and what he said he was going to do, and his campaign on making America great again, putting America first. I did not vote for a president to try to get out fellow Republicans like Thomas Massie and Marjorie Taylor Greene. No. This is stupid. This is stupid. Okay? And people, I think, need to wake up. People need to wake up. And there are a lot of YouTube channels out there that do talk about this. People are becoming more and more aware, and we have to keep talking about it. We have to make people aware what is going on in the Middle East, where our money is going, that we don't want it to go. We have to keep speaking up. And, as they're losing support, Israel as a country is not doing well either, and they shouldn't be. And they should be. And they're looking for the money to come from us, America, again. Netanyahu and Obama wrote up a 10-year contract that was going to send money guaranteed to Israel for 10 years. Now it is coming to an end, the 10 years. They want now, Netanyahu that is, wants a 20-year deal, meaning that the United States is going to guarantee Israel money for 20 years. This is probably a lot of our debt. And you know what? The way President Trump acts right now, he's going to do it. He's going to give Israel the the 20-year contract deal to give them billions of dollars of our taxpayer money that we work for 20 years. And what are the conditions? Nothing. They don't have to pay us back. No interest, no accountability. They do, Israel, that is, Netanyahu and his crew, do whatever they want with it. Look at what's going on right now with the so-called peace accords in the Middle East. There is no peace in the Middle East. Israel is continuing to bomb Gaza and the surrounding areas. There is no peace. Just because people don't hear about it, it doesn't mean that it went away. They don't want you to know what is really going on, and people need to know. They need to stop acting like this. They need to act smarter, and they need to be aware of what is really going on. Because that's what's really going on. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. And I had a long day. I had to get another phone, and it took so long because my old one was out of storage, and still kind of like fooling with it. The new one, that is, but at least I have more storage than I had before. And the phone that I had before, the Apple phone, they don't even make it anymore. So I upgraded quite a bit, and I really don't know how to fully use it yet because I just got it. But I'm telling you, it took a long time. It took a little too long, but that wasn't their fault. They tried everything. So my apps did not transfer, so now I'm trying to get them to get back to work, and it's not really happening. So I think I'm going to have to go down there and ask how this works because I'm not having any luck. So, but all the other stuff is fine. I can use my computer to get into my accounts and get my mail until I get that phone straightened out. So anyway. I don't think I'm going to be listening to President Trump. I really don't think he's saying too much of what he has accomplished, what he has done, what Congress has done for this country and the people in it. I don't know. I don't know what people are, clapping about, what they're so happy about. I don't know. Because I'm not really that happy at this point. Anyway, I think I'm going to end it here. You guys have a good day or night rather, and I will talk to you soon. And I was going to have a guest come on, but because of what happened today, it got a little late. So we're going to try tomorrow, probably 4:00 Eastern time, to get somebody else on here, David Mead of Fall River Media News. and try it and see how that works. And I did share it to Facebook as well. And I could have shared it, the link to somebody else. But I haven't really done it yet. So I think I'm going to test it first to see how it works. And that's that. And so I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye bye.